You prevailed in the liberation rite against the withdrawn. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual without Ruki, who returned to the Commonwealth. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. There was more I meant to say to him while he was still among us. Surely the good Ruki would rather that we celebrate than grieve? You wonder who, if anyone, among you shall be the next to go. Then Volfred asks the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt that you all would wish to know, as soon as possible, the context of our plan has changed. What do you mean? It's now at 54%. The context can't change? He looks about at everyone before revealing to them what the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to just be fading away one by one, for reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourself if you have any doubt that this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, and now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe it shall, then the rites shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising. Confusion. Fear. Before, I gave you the impression that, should the Nightwings not prevail in a liberation rite, there would be other chances. This remains so. However, our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain, but to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this must be difficult to hear, but it is not to be a cause for panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now please, get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together. We can still prevail. The group disperses. Some whisper in hushed tones, others turn to their quarters, speechless. There will be time later to better understand this omen. Who wants to chit-chat? After the liberation rite, you find Sir Gilman in an uncharacteristically quiet and contemplative mood. He salutes you crisply with his tail. Glory to you, Master Reader, and glory to the noble Ruki Greentail. Long may he prosper in the Commonwealth. And, in doing so, may he benefit the plan into which we have all been thrust. Then he falls silent for a time. You sense him growing very emotional. In noble Ruki, this knight found a kindred spirit, Master Reader. One of questionable honor, the greatest cunning, and such blinding speed as to fit a minstrel's tale. This knight fears our triumvirate lost something irreplaceable in him. Me too! Of course, this knight is also pleased that Ruki has achieved his freedom, very much so. And furthermore, this knight shall now continue training even harder than before. Ruki Greentail, this knight shall train on and until such time as he is swifter than the jagged lightnings of the deathless tempest. Now, Master Reader, this knight must beg his leave of you, for it is time, not for his rest, but for his training. Know that he is very grateful for your wisdom and your guidance in these rites. Between yourself and Master Ruki, you have instilled within this knight an unshakable resolve. He bows low and bids you a good evening. Let's read some books. The Withdrawn. In the words of Haub the Swallow, the Accursed. The Withdrawn did spawn forth from the wild witch Milithe, in whose vigilant pursuit of the unknown and the unknowable I always felt a certain kinship. Whether the Withdrawn were Milithe's kin by blood, or merely worshippers, we trusted one another not to ask or care. What mattered was that Milithe chose the most audacious minds who stopped at nothing short of the impossible. Though ever distant, the Withdrawn revealed to us such truths about the land which long lay hidden, even to one such as I. Their knowledge ever waking into newfound depths of consciousness, they lead us all to better know ourselves. On kinship. In the words of Triesta Tithys, the Blessed-born. Each one of us within the eight, besides the imp Haub, we would have perished in the downside had we not found each other and together formed our union. Here, in the downside, all are bound. But that which binds us here does have some latitude. We chose the bond of kinship. Our exile took precedence over our differences. The Empire, which had subjugated all our kind into a tense alliance, shall give way to a society in which our differences are paramount. There, may you embrace your ancient cultures whilst jointly forming a great culture of its own. Next to mercy, it is kinship that shall form the bedrock of our Commonwealth. Let us continue our journey. Good morning, everyone. We are at the mercy of the stars, and none can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. Nobody wants to talk? Okay, we'll bide our time. Best to make yourselves as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Thus, you and your companions remain on the mountaintop waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Fulfred and the lone minstrel revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Elodial. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening, Fulfred finds you off on your old. Did I say off on your old? Off on your own. Well, my kin, it's time once more. Come see. Fulfred indicates the sky, and through the snow you see that he is right. Soon, all of your companions are gathered. Fulfred regards the group in his steady manner. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles. Brighton, a former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites alongside Orlick and Irisa. She does look like Sandra, and she does have Sandra's headband. Okay. Irisa, a former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites alongside Fulfred and Orlick. Brighton, doesn't he look like the one guy? What? The group that was against Tizo. That's what he reminds me of. And Orlick, he is a former exile of the Nightwings, betrayed and abandoned in his moment of glory. Okay. Little Tizo is with them as well, still learning their ways. Aha! So that probably is what's-his-face. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites. Okay, maybe it's not. The Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when we next earned our way into the liberation rite, Orlick was anointed for return. He had long been in exile and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre. Thus, Orlick earned his freedom. However, just as the shimmer pool was to engulf him, Irisa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool. But she thought the warnings were a myth and paid the price. She was always restless. I presumed Orlick perished too. To survive a fall from Mount Elodial, I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I, frankly, still do not hold Irisa entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible, for it put us in this desperate situation. And I resist the urge to think the rights may partly be to blame as well for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Fulfred breathed a deep sigh. Now I see that Orlick yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion. And even the stars are fading, perhaps a signal that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided and that they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each one of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings and our plans need all the help that they can get, and so I have made a decision which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings, and reader, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter, I admit, although I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for all our resources to be brought to bear. So if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, our reader shall determine where we are headed come first light. Fulfred bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks, then, one by one, salute him. While the others exchange looks, then, one by one, salute him in turn. Fulfred stands ready to conduct the rites again. Welcome him back to the ranks. Once more, do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue towards salvation. The stars themselves await the will of the Night Wings. What awaits us here? I do not want to fight Sir Deluge. Wait, what's going on in Volfred's planner? Reader, my kin, as I shall now conduct the rites with the others, I implore you, please take over for me here. Scribes be with you, Vius. I've just bonked you. Lendl. Not Brighton. I wonder if I will run into Brighton. I have to assume so, because he has an icon, but they look so similar. Mirror, I can fight this freak. I will fight him. Your next adversaries are to be the Chastity, headed by H. Manly Tinderstauf. They would prevail in the rights not for their freedom, but for fame and fortune in your commonwealth. You and the lone minstrel then go over what he knows of your next adversary. Sorry, Klaus. Did you almost fall off my knee? H. Manly Tinderstauf, the offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist. He was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he soon was offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family riches to assert his fame and status. One day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat, who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manly was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw in it an opportunity, for he knew well that, in the inner circles, there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Wakingwood. He finagled his way onto the triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He, in turn, convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence once he secured a way back to his home. He continues making hollow promises. A shame that this Manly and the Chastity are nothing like the scribe Luce Glorian and do not share his values. Now it is time we rested, reader, given all today's travails. You bid the lone minstrel a good night and take your leave. It is too late now to prepare for flight, so you arrange to depart first thing in the morning. Nobody wants to chat. Why not? More things to read. Afterward, a list of terms which you may wish to know. As an exile... I've unlocked every chapter in the Book of Rites. It's cool. As an exile of the downside, as reader of this book, and as conductor of the rites, you are engaged now in a cycle which has lasted since the dawn of this age. Here within this part of the book is offered summary of all key figures, locales, terms, and astral phenomena you shall encounter, either firsthand or in passing, on your path. To know the history of the downside and the rites is to prepare yourself to walk the path toward enlightenment, and then to liberty itself. Should you be free again, remember, reveal not the rites themselves, nor the existence of this book. Let me read my pages. Haha. Oh, I bet I was already on there and I'm just dumb. Wow. You all know that I love reading things out loud. However, I will not be reading every page of this to you. I just won't do it. This is too many pages. But I will click through them so it stops glimmering at me. Golden stars. Greater Titans. Oh look, Slack is crossed out. But there's no way for me to inspect this other side? Okay. I've done it. I've read all of the book. Alfred! Why? Wilfred. Why do you do this to me? I'm just so tired, you know? Okay. Continue your journey.
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader. Yet an awful rumor reached me recently that you have within your retinue a traitor to the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike.
I know, it's Wilfred.
But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you?
I
trust
would.
Your time within the downside would have taught you that.
And I'd do it again. I don't even know who you are. You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow the voice, which thus far has reached you only in the rites, has found its way into your sleep as well. You shake free of it. The time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. We take off! Any points of interest? Anything to look at? Anything up here? Hello, Fall of Solium with a big book. Whee! Any points of interest? What? I just ran into him. Did I squish him? Why was he like that? Ha! Point of interest. As the wagon soars across the skies above Wakingwood, you notice Wilfred appears lost in thought. You cannot sense straight away what he is thinking. Do not remind me, reader. It is simply that being here in this vicinity, it brings back a lot of memories and gives me much to ponder. I hid within these woods for many, many years, making preparations for our plan. I cast aside my raiments and became untraceable. There I waited for the plan to germinate. So it means a lot now to be here above that place at last. Quite the view, wouldn't you say, Mykin? Girly pops it there. Any more points of interest? Nope, we're not gonna run into you. I've learned my lesson. Haha! Your flight takes you near to where you reached past Stormwall into Deathless Tempest. With the climate and the downside intensifying, you wonder if the storm has spilled forth from its confines and started to ravage other regions of the land. That's fun. Anything? Anything to learn? Anything to see? Meow. Bog. I dislike you, Bog. Bog of eternal stench looking thing. Bearing word of your adversary. What? Tell me. Contact the apparition? Is that what that said? There. Wilfred appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as he approaches you. Hello, my kin. Was just on my way out to make a drop. Report a bit of progress on our supporters progress our supporters on the other side should like to know. It is not clear to you as yet exactly how Wilfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain that such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach. Most of the time, at least. It's not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hardworking as the rest of us, or dare I say more so. The messenger imp, look at him! Here's one of Wilfred's couriers tasked with delivering news to and from the Commonwealth. Love him. Most imps lack the capacity to do that job. They of course cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the downside, but they can squeeze much closer than any of us. Wilfred offers to tell you more of this process. It seems that he has been using certain imps to relay messages to his agents in the Commonwealth for some time now. From that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Rookie would likely be familiar with them. Then my agents intercept the messages as they arrive. The messages are coded in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes. But even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan, which has a 54%. I could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks in no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to our cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in numbers while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us, whether due to apathy or fear or lack of willingness to see our nation as we do. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before my exile. Many were former students from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It was clear then who among us did not take the common view. These days, I report to them our progress, and they in turn report theirs back. From that assessment, I update the estimation of our plan's success. Our chances of success increase substantially each time we liberate one of our own, but those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather strength regardless, knowing of our efforts. Thus do we inspire each other, not unlike the dynamics which I see among the Nightwings here. Now, good afternoon then, reader. I have a delivery to make. He strides out the wagon, bearing the sealed message. I'm gonna have to liberate Dariel next, I just know it. Oh wait, let's talk to Sandra. Back into the wagon. Sandra, baby girl. If this is not Arisa, if that does not reveal to be Arisa, I will lose my mind. There you are again, my lovely reader. How may I be of service? I like, she's got the same headband. Come on! No! Okay, bye. Okay. We'll contact the apparition. As you walk through a dark corner of Glue Hive, you sense a presence of some sort which reaches out to you. Ooh. It presents to you a vision of the adversary you expect to face in the coming right. The apparition is aware of your next adversary in the right's manly. It offers to sway the coming right against him in your favor. Accept, and your adversary shall suffer a misfortune that inhibits his performance. Nothing permanent, it claims. Decline, and the apparition shall extend its offer to Manly instead. I guess. I don't. Yeah, I have to. You thank the apparition for its generous offer and accept what it proposed. This is gonna come back to me. I just know it. A moment later, the apparition folds in on itself and disappears. As you head back to the black wagon, you cannot help but wonder what exactly it intends to do. Okay, I'll be a little slower. That's good. Spring of Jameer. The wagon comes to a sudden stop after a near miss with someone or something that got right in its path. At first, you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then a voice rings out from off to the side of your path. The friendly yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for question as to who it is. Hey guys, so maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time, I guess. You must have scared Dad half to death. I mean, just look at him. But it's good running into you like this because I got for you a really special deal. We got some pretty out there stuff on hand, and it's been slowing us a bit, to be completely honest here. Something about him, I don't know, but Dad just hasn't been himself. But once we open shop, why, these little numbers are gonna go flying off the shelves, and you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift, because you're headed to the Spring of Jameer, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? The Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have room enough for Falcon Ron, barely, at least for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he's transporting right now, and wonder whether you should get involved. I'm sure it'll be fine. Though your fellow exiles exchange cautious looks, you invite Falcon Ron to climb aboard. Oh, great. Thanks, guys. We'll just squeeze right in. He does not. Damn, put your back into it already. Eventually, Falcon Ron manages to get on board as you prepare to set forth again. Welcome him aboard for now. He's just making sounds at us in the back. After what felt like an interminable trip, during which Falcon Ron did not even once cease to speak of matters relevant only to him, you reach your destination. Anyways, thanks guys. So remember what I said. These thingers I got here, you got dibs on them if you come visit me and Dad. That is, now we'll be going, so be seeing you, okay? Whether from Falcon Ron's ceaseless drivel or the ill effects of his cargo, everyone is left feeling out of sorts. -5 glory. -5 glory. Hey guys, thanks again for helping me and Dad back there. We really owe you one, and so as promised, I got something really, really good in stock for you right here. He pauses for dramatic effect. Then he reveals to you several artifacts: Black Hoof, Black Heart, Black Claw. The bear's aura remains well grasped but cannot be cast. Black Claw would actually be really good. They emanate with energy that cannot possibly be completely healthy. Nice, huh? You got first dibs on these bad boys, and I can tell you what, they're going to go fast. Great, you guys. I knew you were discerning customers now. You enjoy that one, okay? Remember, I still got the others too, and you can buy them if you want. Though these ones, they're real popular, and so no refunds on these guys, you understand, but they are real good. So there's no chance you're gonna want to pawn them off. Well, I needed to know that. Hold on. Music or Spute for 31. Hold on to that for a hot minute. I'm okay. We're gonna just try. That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give them a deal. What page has become open? Downside travels. In the words of Jameer Minimane, the Alpha Chief, you cannot survive the downside if you cannot get around. Howlers shall descend on you, or tempests shall shear you to pieces. That is just the way of it. Traveling through the environs is no simple feat. Consider yourself blessed if you were born a cur. If not, however, you shall have to find a means to cross these lands without the benefit of 4 strong paws. Loose Glorian believes this untamed land can be traversed through means unnatural. I thought at first that he meant sorcery, but he suggests invention. He speculates that carriages could cross this land by harnessing its fury. A wild thought. In my case, my paws shall suffice. Interesting. Boop. Boop. Just infinite stamina. So glad I didn't liberate you, baby boy. I accidentally found that up while looking up what the hell is going on with cursed talismans, but I am glad to learn that they might be bugged. But I think we're gonna try one, because I think if I can put that on Jodariel, that'll make her so insanely strong. Everything is prepared, and night is just beginning to take hold above the barren wastes of Spring of Jameer when Volfred gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with that manly Tinderstouff. He would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately, I've known many others like him. We are discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when we last saw him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plan should he know of my involvement, and so... Volfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here. As I am with the Nightwings once again, I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems to me we have a right to conduct. Crab! Your adversaries.
Biolandius.
No, I'm not gonna worry about that this right. So I gotta figure out how to use Volfred. I think this is the right way to figure out how Volfred works.
Reader, or should I say deceiver,
Go away.
for I detect another exile in your ranks.
It's fine.
The exile Volfred Sandalwood himself, that cursed sap. I ought to have known he was behind all this. He has no love for our sacred tradition.
Hey, we are
Yet
respecting
you
the
would
rules.
heed his poisoned words over mine
What
own?
words have you given me?
I thought
I don't
we
know.
were
I don't
friends.
remember.
Then fine. Let us return to a more formal distance.
What do you mean, friends, baby girl? You are a voice in the clouds. Hey, what have we here? Why, the Nightwings, come to grace us with their presence once again. Are you perhaps intent upon humiliating us even more after last time? You sense Volfred reaching out to you. Reader, let us indulge in him for the time. Perhaps he shall reveal something we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And my, the colors of those raiments. I mean, they are rather gaudy in this light, I have to say. Though I mean no offense at this, of course. So do you suppose the ride is going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our chats like this, I do have to get going soon. If you must know why, I'm expecting an important message. From the other side, no less. Come on. I hear something is brewing out there. Some sort of unrest. So yes, it's a very important message. Sent all this way by one of those imp couriers, and I must say, those little things, their services are certainly not cheap. Though I'm sure that I could get you a good deal on their services if you wish to, perhaps, to contact a loved one back home. All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail as well we ought. For I've a date with Destiny not long from now upon the fall of Solium. He continues talking for some time until at last the rite is set to start. He might be one of my favorites. He's just so dorky. Reader, my Ken, let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to the rites, a tradition that I had once disavowed. And now that I've donned the raiments, the voice knows I am here. It is no matter really, for our plan is well in motion. All that remains for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task as best I can. Let us see now whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use.
And there he
Or a
is at
shield.
last, alive and well.
Volfred's shield deflects
I never
adversaries'
did any
auras.
Sandalwood. You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth. You plant your little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here. Now, good evening to you.
Oh, okay. This is not how I expected his model to look. Now then, Nightwings, I look forward to conducting with you all, if and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand as a triumvirate together. Oh my, look at this wonderful assembly of exiles come from all different corners. Such a colorful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I heard the most preposterous rumor about you, that you are harboring an especially notorious criminal, one who has designs upon the Commonwealth itself. He looks right at Volfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true. Anyhow, I so would like to meet everyone here. Hello, good night, Wings. I am H. Manly Tinderstuff, and truly, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Manly has intruded on your privacy as you set to choosing your triumvirate. He could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. We'll try politely. You suggest to Manly that perhaps he ought to check on his own triumvirate in the key moments prior to the rite. Why, yes, of course, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid all of you salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, yes, there may be rules against this type of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and good luck. Manly leaves at last, leaving you to focus on the rite again.
Choose now your band of traitors.
My band of traitors. Right. I'm gonna bring him. He's
Sir
pretty
Gilman.
close. I don't know if I want to bring Wolfred. Bring Bertrude. And I'll bring Tizo.
Tizo. Very well.
That insufferable sap. A blight upon his kind and an adversary we should like to pick apart. Are you quite ready yet, O Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues of the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we think shall take you by surprise. Just watch. I'm not actually sure if bringing Wolfred or not would have changed anything, but...
Begin. The Nightwings thus assert themselves. Righteous fire.
Holy crap.
Away with them. That Pyre's flames glow weak. Now, toward their flames. Glory.
Why was I worried about Manly? Oh, how very, very charming this display. But quit it now and let old Manly put an end to all of this before you make a terrible mistake.
Good. So it is. As per the sacred
I meant to
law.
cast my thing, but I should be able to finish this off with Bertrude. Oh, I should have put the black claw on somebody. Oh!
With that one, I'd be rather angry.
Oh, I didn't mean to go there. Okay, I think they get this one on me. Yep.
That ought to wake you up.
Oh, they had Righteous Flame.
The bog crow dove into the flame. The rite is nearly ended.
Oh! Oh gosh. I don't fully understand how Sir Gilman's whiptail. Oh gosh, okay.
Weasel takes the plunge. Manly vanished.
I feel like Manly shouldn't be able to... Ugh! Okay. Because I was being an idiot with Gertrude.
Sir Gilman plunges into the fire.
Why did I do that?
You
Why?
Let yourselves wide open. Glorious. And it is done. The
I was being
night
too goofy.
A perfectly agreeable performance overall. The rite is ended.
My word! How could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools! Have you any idea what you've done? Wilfred watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manly, and you shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy and now in exile. How they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out? Or even if you do? Wilfred remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There. I see. I see now. Then Wilfred recedes into shadows. What? My head? Who? Oh, I believe there must be some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta! Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely so. Manly stumbles away in a stupor. And there he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of mercy for his sake. For my people's sake. As well, it should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here or running into me. Now let's be off before he catches up with us again.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
Yay!
Sir Gilman's not as foolish as his lowly
This knight wonders
kind.
at times about why we are here and which forces have transpired to bring us here together. Ask, has Underking Ors himself taken an interest in this noble quest? Finally, a third mastery. That'll be more helpful for me understanding how he works.
Until the next rite.
Back in the Black Wagon, you are taking some time to recover after triumphing over the chastity in the right when Wolfred approaches. The Nightwings are in capable hands these days, my kin. Thank you for your continued efforts, given all the challenges we face. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan, especially if you continue to prevail like that. It's now at 56. Come, let's see whom we shall swear against when next the stars align. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forwards. Seek now your destination. Goal still shines. You are still there. You can go against him. That Barker Ashpaws and his dissidents are frankly a disgrace to the traditions of rights. They care not for the path, but only for the glory. He then shares with you what he has heard about your next opponent. Has heard about his next opponent. Barker Ashpaws, a volatile cur whose pack, the dissidents, conduct the rites more so for thrill than freedom. Back on the other side, Barker never quite took to the culture of the Commonwealth and often ran afoul of the law for various acts of boorishness or vandalism. He always promised to go straight, and in time he found a certain niche, for he was an accomplished hunter, and the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. Barker relished the hunt more than anything, and spent his earnings on a variety of questionable things. One particularly raucous evening, Barker was caught relieving himself on the foot of the statue of Archjustice Androbles IV, the Grand Judge who in 617 AS issued a decree prohibiting literacy in answer to growing unrest. And that was the end of his citizenship. On the downside, he caught the notice of the dissidents who observed his speed, ferocity, and fearlessness. He soon became the best of them. Barker's reputation grew among the exiled curs of the Jermir Valley region, where he is feared and unafraid of taking what he wants. To think the Commonwealth's attempt to punish him afforded him a freedom that he never had. Oh, but it's very late. Good night, my kin. We wish Wolfred a restful evening in turn. In turn, it is too late to take flight, though tomorrow you can press on. Who wants to chat? Bertrude. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Wolfred is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears that they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. What did I say? Reminiscing? Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. It was the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash. Flame-resistant inks. Of course. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and we have many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Bertrude. What's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps. My urds would not have reached near half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I'm ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They exchange a laugh at this, but then... Even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Oh my gosh, she's in love with him! Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needst not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remain silent for a time. I think they should date anyway. That's fine. We have bigger fish. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are. They act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that, although I know that it is not enough. Unless he is perhaps a bachelor. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood. It is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Wolfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. The book! Stop having me read! The chastity and the words of Help the Swallow the Accursed. Those bearing the name the chastity will count themselves disciples of Luce Glory in the 100 Minds, known firstly for his wisdom, but also cherished for his modesty, integrity, and kinship. Glorian's priority in forming his triumvirate was to instill in his subjects a deep-seated deference and respect for the rules governing the liberation cycle. The cycle of the rites need to be respected to be understood, and needs be understood to be respected, Glorian said. Thus the chastity are emissaries of the cycle. Should they earn back their liberty, then they shall spread enlightenment itself, and all of us shall grow. What I'm suspecting is that part of the reason the stars are fading, not necessarily because of the Night Wings, but because the liberation rights themselves are not being respected, if that makes sense. Like, most of the other triumvirates are kind of out for their own goals. Very few of them are, like, you know, doing this to do it, yeah. Like, doing it, they're performing the rites for the sake of the rites themselves. That they're not doing that. They're performing the rites for their own means, if that makes sense. Wilfred asks that I take notes for him after each rite. Henceforth, he indicates the cycle of the rites appears to be accelerating even faster now. We likely shall be summoned to the Fall of Solium again very soon.